Hi friends, today I wanted to show you a couple things about my gimbal setup that might help you on your next gig. For the past few shoots I've been using this gimbal a whole bunch, and there are definitely a few things that I've found that have made my job a lot easier on these long shoot days. Let me show you a couple of them. First off, what we have is a quick release plate. This is by Ulanzi, I'm sure I'm saying that right. The reason that I love this one is that it is so small and it's really cheap. This was only about $30 Canadian, compared to the Manfrotto ones, which are about $60, double the price. The main advantage that this thing has over Arca Swiss type plates, like this one, is that whenever I need to change battery or take a memory card out, I have to take the camera off the gimbal, change the battery or the card out, and then put it back on the gimbal, trying to get it balanced again. With this type of plate, you can never get it back right in the same spot every time. Fortunately, with this one, it's super easy to do. Let me show you. All I have to do to change batteries on this is to lock my gimbal so I can get my camera out, shut down the camera, grab my next battery, push in these two plates right here. That's opened. Swap out my batteries. Back down. Turn the camera on, unlock the gimbal, and we're good to go. Just that fast. And of course, because it's a quick release system, it's super easy to change from gimbal to a tripod. Let me show you that. Take this off right here, and we're ready to go. Same thing with putting it back together. Out, back in, connect control cable, connect HDMI, give it a second or two, and we're good to go again. It does have a little bit of a safety clip right here. I don't typically use that because it's already a really rock solid connection, but if you feel like you need to, then you can use that too. The next piece of kit that's really helped me out is this super, super lightweight HDMI cable. This weighs almost nothing. So when I add it to my camera, it doesn't drag it down at all and makes the gimbal work a lot less. Now, most of the time you can just use your main screen for your camera, but if you want to step up your game, having an external screen makes a big difference. I've gone with the Atomos Shinobi for my rig over the Ninja, basically because of price and because of weight. This thing weighs so little comparative to the Ninja 5. It doesn't have recording, obviously, but that's not what I wanted this rig to do anyway. And it has all the normal creature comforts that you'd expect from a monitor. False colors, zebras, focusing, all that kind of stuff. It runs on NPF batteries as well, so it's easy to swap out on long filming days. I was a little bit hesitant to buy my next piece of kit because I didn't know how much use I'd get out of it. This is the Hollyland Mars 300 Pro set. And in terms of wireless, this is the cheapest that you can get that still has any sort of name brand. The old adage, cheap wireless isn't good and good wireless isn't cheap, really rings true, no matter if it's video or audio. Price-wise, it's about $600, so not exactly cheap, but then again, not like the thousands of dollars that you can spend on more high-end systems. Right now, I've got the transmitter on my gimbal right here, and I've got the receiver right here that's plugged into my TV. This I use for a director's monitor, or for clients, or for anybody else who wants to see what I'm filming. It's a really useful tool to have. It lets directors see exactly what you're seeing, so they know for sure that they're getting the shot that they want as well. The other cool thing about this is that it comes with a companion app. So right now, this is my iPad, and it's streaming straight to it. It can also connect to phones as well. It says it can do 3 devices. In my experience, 2 devices works much better. It's really flaky when you try and do 3. It runs on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, which I definitely would not recommend for any sort of audio critical applications, but for just video transmission, it's totally fine. I've been using this for a few months now, and I haven't had any dropouts. Granted, I've been in pretty good RF situations, so your mileage may vary on that one. The next part of this I wanted to show off is the mounting arm. So I've got a Ronin SC gimbal right here, and it doesn't have a lot of attachment points. So I've added this PGYTECH mounting arm. I'm definitely saying that name correctly. What it does, it gives me a few more mounting options to attach accessories to the gimbal.
The main one being an extra handle so you can use your gimbal in an underslung shooting position. I'm using a separate tripod on this mount so I can switch between normal and underslung shooting whenever I need to without having to move my main tripod around.
I also bought 2 of their arms to help connect these 2 pieces. You can see here it's actually got an RE style connector pin so that it doesn't wiggle around when you're moving, and it's 1/4 inch, not 3/8. which is a little bit unusual. These mounts are definitely not what I'd typically recommend. The 360-degree small rig ones are much better, but they don't come in 1/4 inch, they're only in 3/8. So unfortunately, it's a necessary evil. For this type of rig, it's nice and light and it works fine for what I need. The other reason that I decided to go with the Shinobi monitor is that it's so light and it matches perfectly with the transmitter for weight. Let me show you why. So if I hold my gimbal like this, it's nice and balanced. It's not wiggling back and forth. If I take off one of these attachments, it's suddenly always pulling to whatever side I have that gear on. I find that really annoying whenever I'm shooting. So the more balanced you can keep your rig side to side, the less it's gonna fight you. The other reason why I really enjoy this mount is because it screws directly into the gimbal. A lot of the mounts you see are just a clamp style that go around but don't screw into your gimbal. Trust me, at some point it's gonna wiggle loose and your entire gimbal's gonna fall off of it. So whenever possible, make sure you get something that can screw into your gimbal, not just clamp around it. My last piece of gear is the cheapest one by far, and yet I almost never see anybody else using them. It's an extension bar. This one's made out of carbon fiber. It was pretty cheap, and it just gives you so much more real estate to hold on to the gimbal. Trying to balance it, death gripping it like here, is really tricky. Once I spread out my arms like this, I can get way smoother, easier shots. Highly recommend get yourself an extension. The last piece of gear is the Zhiyun quick release plate. I've got this on the bottom so I can take off my tripod if I need to have a shorter stick to work with. Putting it on and off is real simple. One-handed, pull down. That's that. Take it off, same thing. Done. Easy, easy, easy. The other thing I really like about it is that it's got a great knurled grip to it. So when I grab it, it gives me a lot of grip and a lot of stability. I also wanted to shout out the mic that I've been using. This is the Deity V-Mic D4 Duo, and it's a great, cheap alternative to using onboard audio. There's 3 ways that you can use it. The normal way is just as a regular shotgun going into your camera. If I push down on this switch right here, this allows me to use both microphones. So my left channel is going to be the microphone facing this way, and the right channel is going to be this microphone facing this way. Keep in mind though, for some reason they've wired these out of phase. The main reason that I use this is it actually has its own separate input. This gives you a really flexible solution for audio. You can have a wireless mic on your Talent going into here, and it also gives you your shotgun microphone as a backup, as well as being able to capture any NAT sounds that you might need. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Hopefully it gives you a few ideas that you might want to try out for your next gimbal project to make your life even easier.